wind behind me.
Put it on the floor.
Get your arm up there, John. It's a bit big now.
In memory of some early rangers who helped establish the park and helped save the white rhino. There's a plaque there. In memory of some early rangers. See in the middle there, is that Harry Potter? Magic. Hey Yebo. Gunjan. Okay, have a quick look where we are, Memorial Gate. It doesn't show, Infolozi or Infolozi is much further south, but it's all one park. It doesn't show the whole of Infolozi. Okay. Look in Africa. It used to be the springboks, but they've been pretty much decimated because of farming practices, fencing. They used to migrate in the billions, springbok. But impala have a wide distribution in Africa, and it's known as the perfect antelope. They're very fast, well proportioned. There's many females also get horns. Okay, but impala, the males have the horns. So this is a bachelor herd.
There's another one.
If you find a female herd,
Oh, there's loads of them.
Oh, yeah.
okay, quite a
Yeah,
few
there's
more.
about 5 or 6.
They eat tourists mainly.
That's what it says, John especially.
Lions eat anything, from a dung beetle to a small elephant they can kill it. They also scavenge. Lions. They scavenge. That's fine. So English is fine.
And you're from?
And where
I'm
were you
from
born?
South Africa.
Yeah, where were you born?
Well, I was born in Johannesburg, but I grew up in Durban.
Alright.
Yeah, we lived in Joburg, Parktown North for 10 years.
Okay.
He lived in Joburg.
I was very small when I was born. I don't remember too much. But we lived in Florida.
Okay.
I was born in Florida.
Oh, really?
But then we came back to Joburg for a while. Grew up in Doornfontein, a rough area.
Yeah.
It's a rough-
We
it was
lived
a
in
rough area.
Clydeside for
Clydeside.
2 years.
Clydeside, is it Cape Town?
North Cape, 400 miles north of Cape Town.
Okay.
Diamond Mine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, we have a 3-hour drive from now. This park is called Hluhluwe Infolozi, double barrel name, and we in the Hluhluwe half, but it's all one park. It's about 96,000 hectares. It's actually a bit bigger. Let's say more like 100,000 because they've expanded it a little bit. Okay, it's the oldest park, or let's say the oldest continuously running park in Africa. You could say it's the second oldest park in the world. This, we call it the home of the rhino. This is all the white rhinos in the world stem from this park. We usually do see rhinos, white rhinos, antelopes, reptiles, insects, very rich in biodiversity. Birds, of course. Okay, it's getting a little bit hot now, so we see what. I think we must head for water. And this is part of savanna, subtropical, low altitude, part of savanna. The grass is getting. About 2.5 months ago, we had partial floods.
Wow.
And it's getting a little dry now. There's a lot of water around there. So we'll head for where there's water mainly. This heat, that's probably where we're going to have the best luck for animals.
Okay.
All right. You must look for animals. Tell me when to stop. Ask questions about nature, etc. If I'm traveling, just stay seated while I'm driving. Okay. And if I do stop, don't sort of climb out the vehicle. Like if lions come here, you mustn't say hello kitty, and try and pat it. Okay.
glad I'm in
That
the
sort of
middle.
thing. Okay. That's about it. You'll see the vegetation is very thick, the grass is long, so it's quite hard to see some animals. Who requested a warthog?
I did.
Okay, I'm looking for one.
They're part of my
wife's
they're part of what I
favourite
grew.
animal.
Warthogs and tarantula, but you can leave the tarantula behind.
Tarantula.
They're always
Okay. All right. So look, we'll see what we see. Okay.
Yep.
Any questions? The Zulus especially use this. It's quite common for washing their hands at weddings or funerals. They wash their hands with this. You can use it culinary. These are marula trees. That's a marula tree. Most of these trees, there's a thick trunk thick branches, roundish crown, marula. You've heard of the drink? Amarula is the drink?
Yes.
The tree is called marula, and it's marula season now. It's sort of coming towards the end of them. And obviously elephants love marula. Okay, nice. Very scenic, this park.
Yeah, it's beautiful, yeah.
Very rich in...
It's very green, isn't it, really?
Yeah, we have had some good rains. We had drought years.
Right.
Now, this summer, everything's got better. We're having good rain. It's getting a little dry now. We had those floods about two and a half months ago. Some flooding.
Oh, we found one.
Yeah, it's only my third day on the job. We're going to have good rain. If they build their nest low, then we won't have much rain. That's the male who builds a nest. Takes him 4 days. He gets a strip, back and forth, getting strips of quite a strong, whatever strong vegetation he can. In this heat, a lot of animals are going to be in the shade. It's not going to be easy to see them. That's why we're heading to where there's water. Because that's, you see, a little bit of mud there, found some animals. Okay, plenty of dung beetles here. That's a success story. They do have dung beetles in Australia, but they couldn't cope with the cow pats. Okay, that's the brown-veined white, I think. Important part of the ecosystem. This is a harem or harem, however you want to say. One of these is a stallion, or you can call it the plain zebra. This is the zebra, extensive through Africa. That's a stallion on the right. He's not necessarily the largest. Just making sure. Yeah. All the adult mares. Okay, this one is a little young. Is it a female? The females get abducted from about this age by other stallions.
There's a vulture doing this.
See that bird that just landed there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hammerkop.
Yeah, it's a rhino.
Okay, it's two rhinos.
I can't see any rhinos.
There's two rhinos.
I think this front one is a calf, and the one at the back is the mother. Look at the horn; it's still very small.
He hasn't gone to nursery yet. She hasn't left him for the day.
Okay, so white rhino mother likes to be alone with a small calf. Other than that, they're very sociable. Others with a small calf are accepting these orphans because their mothers have been killed, but somehow the calf escaped. They'll kill a calf just for that little bump if they can. We're losing some here every week, rhinos. Okay. The flowers are white or blue. I don't see any wildlife. There are crocodiles and hippos. Yeah, and in the Hluhluwe.
It just went down. See where that wee whirl pool is? You see the...
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
he
missed
just
it.
decided he didn't
You
like
just saw
the
it.
noise.
Yeah, the weight underneath the belly.
Quite a nice one. Oh. They can go in extremely cold and extremely warm temperatures. Amazing creature. Yeah, if Sabella can just put his foot down on the accelerator. They do have vocalizations, growling, yipping, they make hooting noises. You know, if the alpha, there's an alpha female with a pack and an alpha male, but this is a small pack, not a proper pack. She can have dives. They
So
feed
they're
each
not
other.
got
They
little
regurgitate
ones.
meat.
This one.
They stink though.
Do they?
Yeah, they do stink, but they're extremely well. Let's say if they have a fight with a pack of hyenas, wild dogs will win because anyone that gets in trouble, the others help it.
Right.
If they're denning with the puppies, they do a dance at the den before they go out. That determines which adult or adults will stay and look after the puppies for the day. So if they're doing carnivore research, it's collared. It's for carnivore research. One is that's a radio collar. There's researchers, students with a telemetry that can track it.
Right.
They're in big trouble. They treat the populations as a meta population, which means we can transfer some to Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. They transfer them around because normally they migrate, males and females, and they often, usually, very often, leave the park and they die once they can travel long distance. They've got a huge territory as well. Cheetah and wild dog are not dangerous to humans unless you do something extremely silly. They won't attack humans.
Right.
But they are ferocious. If they're on a kill or eating, they look like nice puppies now. It's our version of the wolf. They are ferocious. They literally tear animals apart. Let's say an average pack maybe 15. They might kill an impala if it's not too hot in the day. Then they can run maybe 10 kilometers. They run at a steady trot. Might kill a nyala. They eat that in 20 minutes. As they go, they burn up the energy all day. They usually make maybe one kill in the morning, one in the evening. That's usually enough for a pack. It's more difficult with only two because they work. There's teamwork.
Yeah.
They chase animals till they're exhausted. Lions probably only about 40% successful if they initiate a hunt. These ones about 90% successful. Extremely efficient hunters. Whitetail, mottled, it's also called the Cape hunting dog. Wild dog.
They are big dogs.
Unfortunately, in the past, people treated like the farmers and they treated like vermin. Shot them out. So.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Nice picture there. It's nice.
It's elephant, isn't it?
Usually a territorial bull. It's usually a bull if it's alone.
Oh yeah.
I think I can see something now.
Perfect picture. Beautiful.
The other one, you see the two rhinos in the water. What?
Oh, there's one getting out now.
What's the next rhino? Look at the one on the next rhino.
Yeah, I did.
Joe, look at that.
No, you carry on.
Wow.
I've got some great shots.
Wow, that's amazing.
She could play hoopla on that, couldn't you?
Look at that. Maybe it must be that.
Zebra to the left.
Oh, zebra, yeah, too. Yeah, there's zebra.
Oh, yeah.
Zebra.
Behind this tree beyond there's some zebra.
I can't see around
Yeah.
this. Look at that, we got...
Well, straight lines. Very jagged, the patterns on the southern giraffe. They, like a zebra, they're also nomadic. You notice they're white behind the ears. See that? See, in case of low-flying aircraft. Deer. You know that elephants use infrasound to communicate? It's a low frequency down to 200 hertz. Travels through the ground.
Perfect, that's lovely. And there's a baby.
Oh, there's two babies. That's
Yeah, there's
That's
four.
two mothers with two babies.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow. Yeah, I've seen that before where there's mothers and they I think this is a bachelor herd.